Live from the internet and recorded on January 17, 2019, this is the Crystal Chronicles, your official, unofficial, super great, top rated Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast, episode number 38. My name is Pierre. I am joined by my co host Mark and Mino. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Pierre. Good evening, Twitchers. Good evening, Dissidians. Hey, Mino.
Hey, Pierre. Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody.
How was your week?
Busy. Mino's not having a good week, but we'll talk about that.
Next.
All right. So I guess we'll skip the 15 minutes of chatter and head right away to the news, which is pretty
light.
Yeah, pretty light this week. There was
what happened this week?
There was a gap, right?
There was what?
I think we just got Cater LC Sunday.
And yeah.
And a banner last night, which I love that banner. But Pierre, what am I giving you if I lose the bet? Because I'm gonna lose the bet. Relm's coming Sunday. I'm pulling with gems for sure.
I don't know. Your first.
I feel like I just gave my kidnapper the gun by saying, "Hey, I'm losing this. Make your demands."
For those of you who are new
let's deal with this later. Let's not do this on the spot.
Are we going to be doing anything
on the podcast?
Okay, is this just a gentleman's bet? Look, Pierre, if you held out this long without spending gems, that's already a huge improvement over your usual.
Mark's trying to say something.
Yes, for those of you who are new to the podcast, who have no idea what Pierre and Mino are talking about, they have a bet on who is going to pull first. They are hoarding their gems, and they were going to hashtag wait for Kate, but they are being tempted. Mino's being tempted by Relm, who we'll talk about later tonight. But of course, I didn't actually bet anything, so the stakes are not that high.
I'm fairly sure the hashtag was wet for cat, but
I don't believe that one.
Wet for cat. I'm sticking with it.
I'm at 40k jam now.
That's
How
pretty
high
good.
are you?
I'm at 45.
That's actually the highest I've ever been.
I know. That's why. This is part of the reason to cover my own ass. This is part of the reason I made the bet, because Pierre is always talking about he has a problem and he never goes over 20k.
Oh yeah.
So
20k is like a huge thing.
So part of this was to help him save for Kate because he has a real problem with pulling.
Wow, your Ines on Twitch says, "Wow, that's low." Thank you for helping my self-esteem right there.
Yes, well, that's terribly low. You guys
Wait, what's low? 40k is
40K.
low? Are you kidding me? Get at that's a solid 8 pulls. Get out of here. That's like a guarantee.
A decent podcaster would have 80, probably.
Oh, I also bought the Zidane pack. I don't know if you did, Pierre.
I did not, and I'm gonna skip it.
Okay, so that's why I'm like 5K higher than
to get it. I decided in my eternal wisdom to skip it. So see if I were to buy it, I'd be over you right now.
Nice.
That's true. That's true. You would.
So what happens if you pull on Relm?
I don't.
What do you win?
If I pull on it before Mino?
No. What happens? You didn't actually bet anything.
Yeah,
can we
comes
bet
here
something?
and shoot my dog, I think.
Okay.
That's the agreement.
That's strange, but I need to one favor. I will call you when I need it. Just be ready.
How about one of us just does something embarrassing on stream? Maybe I'll get lucky.
We do that every week. It's called the Crystal Chronicles.
That's called the Crystal Chronicles. Welcome to the Crystal Chronicles. Every week we do something embarrassing. Well, you guys think about that while Pierre talks about the great news that we had this week.
I know.
Yes.
Be ready for this, because this is going to go on for a couple of minutes. So, first news, all instances of Cater's ability loaded shot, has been replaced with charge and dodge. Has been replaced with charge shot. And data update. That's it. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, and we believe that update, the maintenance that we had a few days ago, was a maintenance to the server, correct? Not to the actual game.
Yeah, that's correct. The maintenance was actually, it's called Square Enix Bridge or something. It's the communication between all of their game, because and that's something I found out by digging into the whole game data thing, and I'm not gonna.
Oh, really? I thought that was I thought they said that in the in-game notice.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It's the maintenance we had a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Because there's something funny. All of these pop-ups you have, like, let me show it on the screen right now. On the stream, I meant to say. One second. Here we go. All right, so all of these pop-ups here, like game update and address issues and all of these, they're basically just web pages that you're looking at. And to try and make a long thing short, uh, basically, if you look at the address you're loading and you change the numbers, you're going to end up with Kingdom Hearts stuff and all of, I think, what's the other one? It starts with A. I want to say Amnetic, but it's not Amnetic. It's
Anamnesis, Star
yeah,
Ocean
that
Anamnesis.
game too. So basically, the servers they're using for Dissidia is also being used for all of the Square Enix games. So my guess is that when they do a Dissidia maintenance, it's for the Dissidia data, but when they do a Square Enix bridge maintenance, it was probably across all
the
of those
games.
games at the same time. So
Interesting.
yeah, there you go. That's
Under the curtain of things you may not need to know, but it's interesting to me.
and the list of things that we either don't need to know or that people don't want us to know. Mino, why don't you tell us about what happened today with a post on Reddit that was followed by a little bit of controversy?
Oh, are we doing this right now? Like
Yeah, it's in the
right at the
outline.
beginning? Okay. But I mean, I know that was supposed to be our question of the week about data miners, and I feel like
we are adding that right now, and then we're going to get back to.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. But I'm saying
Yeah.
like I wanted to take a Q&A when we discuss that about how the audience feels about the subject.
No, right now
we will come back to it,
line,
but yeah,
the outline. I'll read it out for you. It says Square Enix official statement.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought
So
we could talk about what's going on since it's kind of the topic of the day.
okay. All right. So let's just say behind the scenes, there's been a ton of drama the last few days because as most people know,
Some jackass decided to take his life back.
yeah, exactly. Relm, who was not the only, but the most prominent data miner of DFFOO, and who had a website with everything that the whole community relied on, has decided to quit the game and hasn't been heard from for weeks now.
I'm sure he's in your basement, like knocking on doors and just asking to get out.
Right? And as we talked about last week on this podcast, is that all three of us agree that once you decide to quit a game and unsubscribe from all the content creators and leave the Reddit, the chances of you continuing your work is pretty low. So,
I can tell you from experience, the motivation goes downhill.
Yeah. Right. So the point is, there's a very high % chance that the one data miner the entire community relied on is gone. And so this has caused a widespread panic throughout the community. And we have all these half-assed wannabe amateur data miners trying to take his place very poorly. And so the thing is that Square Enix is actually not happy with this because they had a agreement with Relm. Relm operated on certain guidelines that these new guys are not aware of and are breaking the rules of.
Well,
which is go ahead.
To be honest with you, and again, if you did not play FFRK before, just to give a quick thing, I used to run a site called FFRK Central, which was essentially the same thing as the Dissidia DB. Just a lot of data mine information. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to get, quite frankly, a lawsuit on your hands, you have to operate with a certain honor code, and you have to do things the right way. Else, you're just going to piss off the company that produced the game that you're data mining, and nobody's going to win. So I think that Relm was being externally professional in all of this. Sorry, and I don't think you can say that the same thing for all of the other people that have been trying to replace him since then.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's where the controversy comes from. A lot of people don't understand this. Relm approached Square Enix Joshua and Square Enix as a whole to work out a compromise of what to reveal. So I stated in the post, I'll restate it here, is that Square Enix Joshua said that the agreements that Relm agreed to was, one, he did not post his findings regularly on the official subreddit. He updated his database, and people only knew about the database. Well, it was linked on the Reddit, but not by him, and word of mouth, right? Like, he never made a post every time he updated saying, this is what I found in the data. Two is he never revealed banners. He was supposed to keep the surprise of, say, like Saws 35, which he knew in advance, obviously. Waka 35, those banners. He never revealed the global only events like the holiday stuff and the weekly banners. And he never losing my train of thought here. Oh, right. He only revealed things that we would already know by looking at the JP version, which is basically events and LCs and the dates they came in. He didn't reveal the artifact stuff until recently. There was a little mistake here. We don't know why Square Enix Joshua was talking to me about this, but you know how like usually when he does the awakening banners on DB, there's a placeholder image that covers it.
Right. Right.
Huh? What were you saying, Mark?
No, I'm saying right. Yeah,
Right.
Last time he showed the actual image.
Yeah, last time he actually showed the Awakening Wave 4 image with Ishtola and Zidane X a month in advance, which kind of upset Square Enix, because usually he keeps those hidden, but we knew those were coming way in advance. So, and that was not supposed to be a thing. So he operated by like a little honor code. But as soon as he's gone, you can see that yesterday, I think it's still at the top of the Reddit, somebody just leaked the banner images and posted them on there without talking to the mods or Josh. And Josh was pretty fucking upset about that. And there was a thread today that we had to remove immediately, which was a call to arms to the community with a visual guide step by step how to crack the APK files of the game. And the guy didn't know what he's doing, like most of these guys, and he's just like, everybody, let's get in on this and try to figure it out together. So Square Enix Joshua, he basically he's saying something, we got to discourage this, we can't blatantly openly do this on the official subreddit. So I made a post.
Not for the sake of Square Enix, but I mean for the sake of the players, unless you are skilled and know what you're doing, you can end up destroying your data, your phone, your mobile device. I mean, if you follow some YouTube video that you find or some post that someone randomly does, some 2-bit hacker, you're at risk of destroying lots of things, losing your account, certainly, being banned from the game, but also, damaging your device and such.
Well, here's one thing. I didn't know that before this morning that not Joshua, but Relm was purposely hiding certain banners that he knew were happening. I think that's great. I think that's super great. But I think he was going too far in his honor thing personally. And again, I can say this from experience. I've always released information as soon as it made it on the FFRK servers. I always thought as soon as it's on there, it's fair game. If you want to keep your surprise, don't put it on there, like pull a Noel.
Right.
But quite frankly, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that was the controversy. It's that basically trying to get everybody on the Reddit community to act the thing together and learn might not be the wisest solution. But there again, we got to keep in mind, is the subreddit controlled by Square? I mean, it's not like Square
That's
Enix
true.
can do
Yeah.
anything about it. The only thing they can
Right.
say, sorry, the only thing they can say is, well, if you piss her off, sorry, the community manager will no longer give the Reddit
Yeah.
any attention. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, and I think there's some reality to that because we have played a lot of mobile games. I mean, I think all three of us have, and certainly I think a lot of our viewers and a lot of us joining us on tonight, and a lot of people on our Discord. We have a Discord that I should
Did we
mention
announce
right
that?
about this time. If you would like to join us on Discord for conversation during the week, you can just follow that in Twitch, or you can look on the notes of the show, and you can just join our in. I hope that was our Discord that I just invited people to. Let
That
me,
was an expert
Tits
level
and Ass
segue and
Discord
plug.
channel. No, I don't think you linked the
yeah.
right one.
Woo. Let me do that other Discord. The short link there is a little
Expert
bit better.
level plug,
So
Mark.
yeah, so now I have no idea what I was talking about. No, but Square has been very good to this community,
I believe so.
and Joshua has been an excellent community manager interacting. I mean, this is the first game where I feel like someone actually from the game company is interacting with the community. I mean,
Yeah.
Joshua comes on streams. He's been on our stream. I see him on other Twitchers. I see him on YouTube. He's on Discord. The man is involved in this community, and that's a really nice relationship to have. And if we go, burning, that's certainly a few. Why does the whole community have to suffer for a few bad apples? But that's how things work.
Yeah.
You get a whole bunch of 13-year-olds trying to hack the game and sharing everything on Reddit. That's going to impact it. Not picking on 13-year-olds, but their moms are going to call, and their iPhones are going to be ruined. It's going to be a big mess. Kids,
Right.
don't hack your phone.
These are great insights. The only thing I have to add is, look, they put up a Q&A thread for the producer. The second most popular question is, are we going to get a monthly event calendar like JP has right now? First
think
of all, guys,
the whole debate revolve around that. It's like,
Yeah.
give us the freaking calendar, and nobody is going to care all that much anymore for the data miners, because there's only two things. There's the data mining of upcoming stuff, and then there's like all the stats and numbers that people put in their Excel spreadsheets that can be obtained, just by playing the damn thing.
yeah,
So-
I want to say that too. Apparently a lot of people don't know this. Safina, who runs the potency spreadsheet, she does 99.9% of that testing herself. People think that Relm gave her the data mining. No, the only thing she ever asked Relm for is debuff evasion chance and poison chance. Status effect chances,
Yeah,
not damage
things to
potency.
figure out, yeah.
She tested all of that herself. As somebody who has a direct line and talked to both of them on a regular basis, we're going to get the potencies, or we can figure it out. It's not a big deal, guys. The only thing is the events coming up. And what I was trying to say is that Square Enix, Josh himself told me, we are aware of the demand for a monthly event calendar.
Yeah.
And he said, stay tuned. Like I said in the post, is Square Enix they've always been super receptive and responsive to our demands, right?
I
Said in the post,
I don't see General Leo anywhere, so I think that's a whole bunch of bullshit.
Hashtag.
Wait for Leo.
They did name changes for GL upon request. Like, I don't even think they had to. And I think maybe 5 people asked for certain name requests, like Saban's second ability. Like, who cares what it was called? Aerial Slasher. I don't know what it's called now, but someone asked for it. They did it within a week.
Saban's in this game?
I don't know. There's still an ability called Snatch. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But the point is,
we're gonna come back to. Go ahead, Mino.
Oh yeah. So they renamed a bunch of stuff just because we asked. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm pretty sure we complained about EX difficulty, and they lowered the score requirements for us to make it more accessible to everyone. I'm pretty sure that was because they listened to the community as well. And
I'm fairly sure that was because we talked about it. I like to take credit for that kind of thing.
100%. That was us.
and like a lot of little things, they get to us so fast. I remember people said, "Can we please get a crystal cap raise?" We got it literally the next patch. Seriously, like almost 9 months before JP got it. Or we ask for so many little can we get an auto battle thing? We got that right away at the start of the game's lifespan. JP still doesn't have that. Or
Okay, but here's the thing. If they do the calendar like GP did, that the introduction of Noel, was that on the calendar?
no, that was out of nowhere actually.
Okay, so it was
That
out
was
of
a
Noel,
surprise.
haha. But basically, here's
No.
my thinking. Is it bad to data mine what I believe is public information? You know, kind of sort of like MMO Champion does for World of Warcraft or a whole bunch of things. I mean, once it's out there, if you want it super secret, don't publish it. Like for example, I know that Relm, the everything considering related to the Relm event is already in the game. All the dialogues, the banners. I mean, I saw all of that. It's all in there. But you remember at the beginning of the show, I was talking about those web pages for the news. Well, these pages are not available yet for the Relm event. They're blocking them probably, until Sunday. So my point is, either I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just hope that they can do something. Well, obviously they've pretty much stopped the whole thing on Reddit, I believe. So that Reddit has to be the biggest DFFOO community on the web, so it
Yes, I
probably
believe
killed
so.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the biggest community GL has, or even English-speaking JP players. But my point is, sorry to cut this short, because you're right, we don't want to talk about this whole time. We're going to open up a Q&A at the end of the podcast, I believe, for anyone who wants to discuss this. But my point was that Global always tailors to the community's demand. They always, every time the community has a complaint, they have addressed it. So I am saying that I am as sure as I can be. I don't know how to do. I bet whatever you want that at anniversary we are going to start getting monthly event calendars. I almost want to say I guarantee you it's coming. If not very soon, monthly event calendars are coming. Please be patient. They're not going to publish one tomorrow for the middle of the month. That's stupid. They're going to wait for the new month,
Right.
obviously, to give us the. So don't be up in arms about the whole data mining thing. I am so positive that the monthly event calendars are coming. So please be patient and stay by it. I'm sure GL hasn't let us down before, and they won't now. I'll bet my whole being on it.
All right, let's move on to the only event that we have that is not co-op, the the Cater Lost Chapter. So basically, it's not super hard. I think we can all agree on that. I think we can all agree that we had forgotten how garbage Cater is. I think we can also agree on that, right?
Yeah. So Zarink or Crease did a nice analysis of Cater on Reddit. And we'll tag that here, and I'll put that in Twitch for you. You want to check out Crease's take. So yeah, Cater. Wow. What's Cater get?
Shoot! You know what? I didn't even do any research on this because I just assumed
no.
Cater.
I'm going to tell you, it's just
okay. Thank you.
a lot.
You know,
so Blizzard Rock gets more uses, gets a little stronger, and does an HP attack. So Blizzard ROK does a little more damage, and it's an HP attack. Fine. Triple Slip, which is my least favorite ability name in the entire game.
I know they're snatch, man.
I know. I feel better about Yuffie's stuff than I feel about Triple Slip. Anyway, I don't know why. Triple Slip gets +1 use, gets more brave gain, more brave generation. Yeah, slightly raises the turn rate effect of charge and dodge. Slightly raises the evasion, but not a lot. I think someone said like from 40 to 60, maybe. Like there was a 40% chance she would dodge, and now it's like a 60% chance. So it's not 100%. It's not particular. It's not even like 80%. And the problem still is there's no way for her to get the enemy to target her. So I saw somebody, I think on that Reddit post, even to Zurink's Reddit post, was like, stop hating on Cater. Oh no, I think it was Broadway. The Broadway Sayian 40. He did a really nice, and I don't know if you ever watch any of Broadway's stuff. Yeah, 40 just is the nicest guy, right? And so his evaluations are always very fair, very comprehensive. But yeah, somebody like ripped him apart. Like, why do you hate Cater? She can dodge, magic and physical attacks. Well, she can maybe if something's targeting her. If nothing's targeting her, you're out of luck. And the last time I checked, you bring 3 characters, so it's not going to, or 66% chance it's not going to be Cater, and then there's a 40% chance she's going to get hit anyway. So anyway, what I'm saying is, I think the hate for Cater is deserved because she's not real exciting.
It's true. Like her kid, if she had a taunt, sure. If she had higher evasion, sure.
Yeah, that's what she needs. I mean, she really does need she needs a way to bring the attacks towards her, or she needs a way to, take less damage, I guess. Yeah, so neither of you have her weapons because you didn't pull, correct?
Nothing. A big old nothing.
I got her 15, and this was before the era where we were given free 15, so Hello?
So I'm going to share a YouTube video in our Twitch chat. That's his video on Cater, and I already shared Crease's evaluation. If you want to learn more about Cater, I think my personal take is, okay, let's do pros and cons. So the cons first, she's not good. The pros, she's got a bag, which is more than almost any other character in Final Fantasy. And I don't know if you've paid attention, but you got a lot of stuff to carry around. So that's really helpful. It's helpful that she's in your party, but she's kind of a off-screen character just carrying all your stuff. So that was a joke.
And if from the looks of it, she doesn't get much better because she is among wave 1 of the 70 awakenings.
Oh yeah, I looked at her 70 awakening, and it's not.
Yeah, she's wave 1, and Ultima still ranks her as the worst character in the game now.
And the level 70 awakenings are not as severe as some of our level 60 awakenings are going to be, or some of the reworks. I mean, some of the reworks are more intense than the actual awakenings. So several characters are getting reworked.
I like to bundle the reworks with the awakening because they get reworked on awakening. Just like Terra, Terra's awakening itself isn't that special, but the rework she got.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
that was great. So I'm gonna guess. Did anybody in Twitch? We got a great group of people with us tonight. Anybody on Twitch pull for what's her name, Cater? Is she number 4 or 5? 4, Cater 4, right?
Cater's 4, right? Cater's 4.
So she's number 4 in the deck of cards in your typo class. But
I know some personally that did. I never played Type 0, but I guess she's a great character in that, I think.
Yeah, so okay, there's a couple. Zodiac 69 got both her weapons and half off on the half off pulls. Oh, that's great.
Oh, Zodiac, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, Crease got 1 LB. I think I saw I think it was Manta pulled 2 of her 35s in his YouTube video. So Yeah. Hero Cat is saying a great character in the actual game in Type 0. So I know there's a lot of love for her. I know people like Cater, and if you like the character, she's not, she is. But
Your
I wouldn't
Highness says, you think will ever get a way to fuse artifacts in a way that doesn't make you want to cry? Well, Your Highness, do you
Good
know about
question.
the Adojas, the new tier of artifacts that they got in JP right before the 70 era that will probably get much earlier? It is a 50% chance to get an orange or a red, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. A 50% chance to get a max stat. People say that's great, but I also heard you're still at the mercy of RNG. So 50% you can still fuse 100 artifacts and not get.
Just more of a chance to get the orange defense and the orange HP for 15 CP. Yeah, that whole system needs to be reworked, but that's
I think one of the questions on the Q&A thread, one of the more popular ones, is what were you thinking when you made the artifact system? And do you think you accomplished that? Like, I don't think anyone's happy with the artifact system, and we'll see what the producer says. It's one of the top questions. It has to get answered, right?
Yeah. So we talked about Cater. What about did you guys both finish this last chapter? I assume no. Yes, Pierre's been knee deep in data.
Yeah, I've completed all of them except the 100.
Okay, so level 100, that is the big battle.
Yeah,
you fight two
I
Cavaliers.
had my ass ended over to me like the
Really?
middle of the fight.
So who did you bring?
Cater, Titus, and Squall.
Okay, so you brought Cater, Titus, and Squall. Your Cater has no weapons, I assume?
Yeah, she's got some piece of junk 5-star from somebody else.
Yep. Okay, good. That's fine because I also brought my completely crap Cater with no weapons and not awakened. And I actually did it before she was even level 60. She's level 60 now. So you're a level 100 boss. And the only reason we're saying why would you even bring Cater if you don't have anything for her to get some extra shards, because that's one of the mission requirements. And of course, you want to get all the mission requirements so you can completely meet the lost chapter and get that 1,000 gems. Because that is the sweet prize at the end of the day, isn't it? That nice 1,000 gem bonus for clearing and completing the entire lost chapter. So how can we do that? First of all, if you're new to the game, or if you don't know this, there's two different ways you can do this with lost chapters that require you, and that's going to be moving forward, all the lost chapters that require you to bring a specific character. You can bring that character with two of your best people, for example, Squall and Selfie and Cater. And if you die, you can just use 100 gems to regen or revive everyone, and then beat it and get that clear with the character. Or you can just play it again and maybe not get all, maybe somebody dies or something else. But it just takes 2 clears. But even if you have to spend 100 gems, you're getting 900. So it's a good deal if you can't clear it in one take. And I would only suggest doing the 100 gems if you're really close to killing the bosses, because sometimes the bosses can come out and kill you again pretty instantly. So that is one strategy just in general for clearing that hard content. But I have seen a lot of people clear this fairly easily. So I don't think this one is one that you're going to need to use that strategy. So I believe 68,000 is the high score required, which is ridiculously low. I carried Cater, so my Cater has nothing, and my Cater had Beltier's 15 CP, 5-star, level 20. So not even a good weapon. So my Cater was literally doing nothing. The only thing my Cater could do was potentially evade, 40% chance to evade an incoming attack, and she did not do that ever. So so that's the one thing she could do for me. She didn't even do. She couldn't brave shave worth anything without her weapons. And then, so I mean, she was completely worthless for me. So just consider me using 2 characters and having a third person there for fun. So I brought Squall and Selfie. Obviously Squall for the damage and Selfie for the buffs. And I was able to clear it with my first run over 132,000. Now I've seen well over 225,000 score without cater. So, without your bringing a cater carry, like bringing your best characters. So, notes about the bosses: they are weak to ice and they do have no resistances. So you can debuff them till your heart is content. And really that means there's tons of options. Onion Knight is buffed in this, and Onion Knight, if you have your fully awakened, fully maxed out Onion Knight, he is doing tons of damage with his ice attack. So he's a good character to bring. You can bring all your debuffers. You can bring Laguna. You can bring Lilithset. You can bring Tidus. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. Probably if you're going to carry Cater, it's nice to have one support character like Selfie, one DPS character like Squall or Onion Knight, and then bring that Cater. I brought Friend Squall, to deal with that. If you are carrying Cater, I would suggest not bringing your Friend Squall into the final round. And that way you have two Squalls who are going to be able to do a lot of damage to those two creatures. Now, when I did my carry, I brought Shiva for the ice weakness. I don't think it's worth it to bring Shiva. I think I would bring Bahamut or even Ifrit for the bonuses with that. Or maybe if you're, I don't think you're going to hit max Brave depending on who you bring, but I don't think you need to bring Shiva. I think the other characters are good. So what do these bosses do? They have this mechanic where they give themselves invisible buffs. Power Surge increases attack, Vulcanizes increases defense, and those are invisible buffs, so they can't be removed. They generate Brave quickly because they have these like multi-hit attacks, right? And so you really need some Brave shaving. You really need some solid DPS. You need to manage both of them. But it sounds difficult, but it just isn't. Manta did a video for us. Not for us, but Manta did a video for the community is what I meant. If you want to check out that, and I will try to get that here in a second for Twitch. But yeah, I mean, it's just not difficult. Anybody on stream have issues with this? Mino, are you still with us?
Yeah, of course. This is why I love working with Mark, because he thinks through all these strategies so much and considers all these possibilities. I'm a meta sheep. I just pull on the strongest characters and go with the flow. I thought, okay, so most people probably run a carry run with the LC character, and then a run with their best team to get the score requirement. I just do the carry run.
Yeah,
so strictly carrying Cater, this was actually difficult enough for me. Like, I actually paused and had to think about my strategy, because I was like, Cater is such dead weight. How do I do this LC with just two characters? And the answer is the same as everyone else I talked to on Discord and Reddit, which is Selfie plus Squall plus Cater. And Selfie and Squall plus anyone apparently is clearing this. Of course, credit goes to where credit is due. A lot of people are doing it with off-brand teams, like Mark said, with Tidus, and I've seen OK in there. I've seen a lot of team variation, which I love. But apparently the meta is at a point where just Squall and Selfie is enough to carry you through a lot of the content.
I want to bring up, since we forgot about it last night, Manta or Mantakia on YouTube and Reddit did a preemptive strike on Reddit and for us that kind of talked about the boss mechanics. And so I just linked that in Twitch, and we'll have it in our game notes. So he brings up some different ideas, Squall, Terra, Priest, Cecil, Vaughn to replace Cater, Selfie, Sarah, Relm, Ramza, all options to replace Hope. I brought Hope on this. Yeah, he's terrible. I don't know why you would bring Hope. Anyway, and Onion Knight, Tidus, Zidane, Laguna, Terra, all teams. So the best teams that I have seen are Squall, Terra, and Selfie, and that was Manta's team pick was Squall, Terra, and Selfie. And I think the highest score that I've seen was on a Squall, Terra, Selfie run. I did not do one of those runs. I just did the carry, like Mino just said. He actually suggested a Cecil Relm selfie team too, just for some interesting non-synergy. So that'd be a fun team. But yeah, if you have Onion Knight and he's well leveled up and awakened and got his equipment, I think Onion Knight's a good option. I brought my Onion Knight even without his full gear, and he was doing tons of damage. So yeah, but he's a character that you still have to work up. You still have to use his regular power twice before he gets the HP attack. So
yeah, I'm going to just add on that and say I only did the carry run. I actually thought it was kind of difficult. I actually had fun with the game for a bit because I was saying, events for the hardcore hardcore players recently have been a little easy, but having to carry Cater was an interesting challenge. But I'm sure that if people ran it with their A team,
yeah.
So
just a couple shares from Twitch, if I can scroll up here. Zodiark said I did it with Noctis Squall Cater. Noctis, Deproximate says Noctis, Onion Knight Cater. Rivers Reeves said Preach Selfie Cater. Oh, I should try that. That'd be fun. A Solo Rogue. I had to read that a couple times before I mispronounced that. A Solo Rogue says, oh, so many people are talking. Titus
I'm glad for it.
Because the debuffs, he thought the debuffs and EX were really nice. Kreese said Sarah Edgar for the debuffs can really ruin these bosses. Yeah, we have Edgar too now with the debuffs. Thanks for reminding me there. And Sarah. Zyro says used Lizette. Sap was amazing. Edgar has Sap too. Green Armadillo said brought Bart's selfie and okay. So yeah, wow, yeah, I mean, just tons of different options, right? So that's great. I mean, especially for an LC for a lost chapter, I think you want to have, more options than less options. I mean, especially for Cater LC, but for any LC, I think you want to be able to bring a whole bunch of different characters, have fun with it, enjoy it, and so I think people are having fun with it. I haven't heard a lot of complaints about this one. Yeah. And the score requirement's not even that high.
Again, continuing the trend, which I think we'll talk about later, is that with all these lowered score requirements, it's been like 3, 4, 5 events plus LCs in a row. I almost don't feel pressure to pull for Kate, Sith, and Layla anymore. Like, we'll talk about Relm when she comes up, but I feel like I'm okay pulling for favorites and completing content, which I'm all in favor for.
Yeah, so that's we can talk about the banner that's live, but just want to say special thanks to Kreese and Manta, who are part of our Discord. If you are not part of our Discord, I will get that link again into the Twitch chat. Did I actually do that here? I will get there's a little copy button. That's nice. I will get that link and you can feel free to join us and talk, but thank you for your hard work. They both did excellent articles on Reddit, very upvoted and very well thought out, and we appreciate their contributions to our little show. And again, thank Broadway for his work as well. I always appreciate his work on character evaluations. So yeah, the banner for that event was not great. So did anybody pull? I think I did the half price because I'm still looking for Onion Knight and Hope gear because I have their gear, but I don't have it fully limit broke. So I think I did the half price. There was a half price for that, right?
Yeah. And the only thing I didn't have on that banner was Cater 35.
I don't have any of her gear.
Hope has been on too many good banners that I've accidentally gotten as 35, and who's the last Onion Knight? I actually like Onion Knight.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's not a banner for me.
So after the show, this has nothing to do with this. But moving on from here, after the show, so last week I told the viewers that I'm running out of crystal space and I needed to do a green crystal, and so I did awaken Preach, and I've been using Preach in the co-ops. She's a lot of fun. I still I don't have her her set memorized, so I need to work on that a little bit more because it's more than just like hitting the button and then winning like Squall. So Oh, I'm not in. Be Lucky is asking on Twitch, Mark, you lost the pull challenge. Mark is not in the pull challenge because Mark practices great frugality with his gems. So Mark does not have any need to be not pulling. Mark can pull how he feels. I don't know why is Mark talking in the third person. But yeah, so after the show, not only did I awaken Preesh, I awakened Onion Knight fully, Laguna fully, Ramza fully, and that's it, right? Oh, and Vivi, you damn right. I awoke.
Wait, you awakened Vivi?
Oh yeah, I did, and I do not regret it. I love that.
Oh, speaking of me being proven wrong, one of our Discord users, Aminosa or Animosa, I'll correct myself later, said that. So I am publicly known for bashing Alice really badly, and I got a lot of shit for it too on Reddit and Discord for bashing Alice. We have a loyal listener, Aminosa, who has said that he has tried to use Alice for every event since she released to get the score, and he succeeded in everything but the Heretics. So I will partially eat my words and say I'll own up to it. Alice was probably not as bad as I made her out to be, but I will also take
you
half
made out
credit.
with Alice? Is that you made out with Alice? Is that what I'm getting from?
Did I cut out again? Is that what happened?
No.
Okay, good. But I always also take half credit by saying he couldn't do the Heretics with her, and that she's only gonna get worse as we go on, sadly, until the 70 era. So, you know, guys, I've said this on Reddit before, and I feel like I need to say this every month or so as a reminder that my word is not law. Some people keep quoting my evals and saying it is. I really don't want that. It's just an opinion of one person. And I will completely admit I was wrong. I admire Aminosa for doing that challenge of using his favorite character to see how many events he can clear. And I think it would be fun for us co-hosts to pick a character and try to do that too. And I think I'm going to try that with Relm coming up. And we'll have a whole episode on her next week. But I think Relm will be my challenge. Yeah,
I'm bringing Vivi to that boss.
Okay, I'll take you on that. I'll choose Relm and see and use her in every single event I can until she just cannot cut it. Let me see how far I can go with just Relm.
I am bringing Vivi to that event next week.
Pierre, do you have a character you want to throw into the ring for this?
Shantaro. Professor.
Done. Shantaro, you guys heard it right here.
Wait. No. It has to be like a character I never use, but I want to use.
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever you want. I don't care. A character that can exist now.
I don't know. Warrior of Light.
Warrior of Light. That is a good
call.
So
I like Warrior of Light.
Yeah. So as many events as you can in a row with Warrior of Light.
Okay.
And we'll tally it up and we'll announce when we hit a wall.
I hit a wall.
We need an event.
Yeah, I hit a wall.
Oh, I didn't plan that one, but you're right.
Hit a wall.
Your Highness says Warrior of Light's X is coming out. Smart pick,
Pierre.
Smart pick, Pierre.
Good thinking. Hey. Funny.
Can't lose the event if I have the X.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, Pinoy to enjoy says Vivi, Relm, and Warrior of Light co-op live stream. There we go.
Nice. We'll get on that.
You know, it's
done.
funny, again,
we can't do Relm yet, so we'll have to wait till next week. We'll
again,
do that.
it means that the only sucker that has to pull on anything is Mino.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, just one reminder before we leave this lost chapter and never think of it again. Remember, every lost chapter comes with a world of illusion. It's only 3 stages, but it's free gems. So I have forgotten to do those in the past. Do not forget to do that. Jump on World Illusion. Do the artifacts. You just have to do it once. Clear, get the gems. Don't pass up free gems, people. That's the lesson. Free gems, free money.
All right, you mentioned the heretics a couple of seconds ago, and what would you know? There's actually a co-op heretic. I was expecting a whole bunch of free loading gifts this time around, except there's no co-op score thing going on, which
Nope.
makes me kind of sad.
No, what do they call that?
Beatback challenges.
Yeah, no, there's no beat back challenge.
All right, so no bareback challenge. So in this heretic,
PG. This is a PG podcast, Pierre. Please.
I don't know.
Nice.
Horse riding? They're not giving horsies? That's
Yeah.
fine, man.
Bareback riding, bareback. Yeah.
So there's 3 waves of bosses, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the Final Fantasy 1 bosses that you have
The
to fight.
Archfiends.
Yeah.
The Archfiends.
Technically, I think they ripped the sprites right out of 9. Yeah, same fiends as the FF1, but they took the sprites and mechanics from 9. Technically.
No, I don't think.
You
I don't
fight
think the
these
9
bosses in 9?
Yeah,
you don't remember this in 9? You don't remember doing this in 9?
No, they don't. They don't look like that.
9. I'm waiting for it to be re-released on the Switch
the
in
Archfiends
April.
look different in 9.
You have to. Zidane is the main character. That's a French person.
You
gotta
suck.
You gotta represent your people.
Oh, my people. Yeah, that's great. That's great. My people.
I'm gonna look. The 4 fiends from Final Fantasy 9. I thought they have different models.
Okay, GRW18 is saying, yeah, it's the FF1 4 fiends using the FF9 models. Okay, so it is the FF9 models. I'm not crazy.
FF9 models. You're right.
Oh, hey,
You're right.
if GRW says it, sure.
No, I'm looking. I'm looking.
Just
I'm looking at
kidding.
the actual pictures. It is. I was wrong.
It happens.
It does happen. Yeah, with my favorite ball gag Kraken. Something's going on there. I don't want to know about. So.
But anyways, so let's talk about the solo heretics.
When you hit him.
Let's talk about the solo heretics. Mark, you are the expert on all these solo contents. Please take us through it. Unless Pierre, you want to add something.
We did the solo heretics last week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we walked through all the solo last week. That was a big part of the show.
You were already drunk under the table, but we kept going.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess the only
new thing we got this week is the co-op, so all we have to talk about.
Oh, guys, okay, sorry. Well, luckily I'm not as drunk this week, so I just want to add that I've actually. So a lot of people, I think I said this in Discord too, is a lot of people. Some people may have been complaining about how easy content is getting, but we got a Reddit thread this week about this is the best heretics ever. And it got a ton of upvotes, 80 plus, and it's like we gotta consider the not just the hardcore community, but the entire community. And everyone's saying, I actually, for once, a lot of people completed this event without any synergy characters, and a lot of people were,
I need to get my shit together. I just realized I've played only the first one and only the first 2 battles. I totally forgot about those.
Yeah, get that done, Pierre. But yeah, so a lot of people have completed this without any synergy characters, and I've been hearing a lot. I feel like I'm actually rewarded for building a roster and playing for a long time, because I can field 12 different characters as long as they're decent and get all the rewards. And I feel like that's the perfect sweet spot that Heretics should be. It should either be, let me pull for all the synergy characters and cheese this, or let me be rewarded for being a veteran player who's played a long time and have 12 very decent characters built up. That's all I have to add. What did you think about the co-op, guys?
Oh, it was great. I don't know.
The co-op is terribly easy. If you know what you're doing, and if you go with a couple people who don't know what they're doing, it can be more challenging. Like reapplying buffs before the second fiend maelstrom attack, right? So Tiamat does the maelstrom attack that brings everybody to. So the first one is the Merilith, and she's got 2 bombs. So the first tip is, if you have a Squall in your party, now he's not synergy, but if you're playing just for fun, or even if you're playing boosted, you're likely to see a Squall. So if you see a Squall in your party, don't kill the bombs. Let Squall kill the bombs, right? Because his splash damage is going to kill the bombs. Super fun.
Don't talk to me about squalls. Not only do I see too many of those in co-ops, but I don't feel like they know how to use Renzo Zoo.
Oh, well, that's a whole podcast. We could talk about how.
Okay, let me ask you really quick. I think squalls should Renzo Merilith and do splash damage to the bombs.
Yeah, no, right.
Oh, okay, so we agree. Because I see a lot of squalls doing Renzo on the bombs.
No, that's
and
stupid.
killing them one by one. And
That's
as an Edgar player, one of the few times Edgar's actually viable, I like to do the AoE sap on crossbow, and having the ads killed just reduces my brave gain and pisses me the hell off. So yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest if you're bringing Squall, Renzo on the Merilith, and then when you get to the final battle, Renzo on the Kraken, because the Kraken has more HP, than the Lich. So, but yeah, the second guy. So you fight the Merilith, then you fight the Tiamat, and Tiamat, his very first attack, which you're going to probably take, is that AOE attack. It brings everybody's brave to 1, and it removes all buffs. So don't reapply buffs before you do that. And don't hold on to your brave. So dump all your brave, let him do that attack, reapply buffs, kill him, and then you get to the final battle and you kill it. So I mean, the only thing is you could bring any of the boosted characters. And so you're talking Sarah, Edgar, Vivi, Preesh, who else am I missing? Laguna, and
Edgar. Oh wait, did you say Edgar already?
I said Edgar already.
Whoops.
Edgar, Preesh, Vivi, Laguna, Sarah, Ramza. You could bring any of them, and Y'shtola and Zidane. Let me tell you, a fully awakened Y'shtola in this particular event with her EX weapon is pretty ridiculous. Once she gets her EX weapon and she's buffed, she can use Medica 2 to basically give everybody instantly like 40,000 brave. It's pretty intense. So that's been fun every once in a while. So yeah, so if you have any of those 8 characters awakened, you should bring them to co-op because you get more tokens if you bring the boosted characters.
Right.
And I think you can pretty much beat it with any combination of those characters because it's not super hard. I think there might be some conversation about what summon you bring. So, some people are bringing the fast summons like Silver Chocobo. Some people are bringing summons that are going to boost them like Ifrit and Bahamut and Brothers. But yeah, so.
Short summons if you hate Tiamat. Long summons if you don't.
Yeah. Yes, I was. Hi, Broadway. Hi, 40. Broadway saying join us on Twitch here. He was asking what my username is in Twitch. It is RevHP. That is me. Yeah.
I know what the Rev part strategy
with Krilly, with Cryle, huh? I want to hear. Broadway's going to tell us about the. Yes, no, there was. There was a wonderful reply to Broadway's video, which we linked to earlier and mentioned earlier, his video about Cater. Somebody saying that Creel was a better support. And Broadway, remind me if I'm wrong. Creel was a better support than Selfie. I don't even know how that came up in a Cater video, but this person went off. And so my response to this person was, well, I'm looking forward to all these solo Cryle runs you're gonna do. So yeah, I'd like to see that if you truly want to run your solo Cryle event. I'm not saying Cryle's a terrible character, but
I think Cryle's great. It's just too much brain power to use. I like my Selfie. I just have to press buttons and I win.
Are you saying Selfie's easy?
So easy. I don't even think it matters which button you press because you're getting a shit ton of brave either way. Who cares?
What kind of podcast is this?
Pierre, what were you trying to say earlier? Sorry,
Pierre's very embarrassed.
I don't know. I know, but I have a second question now. Can you solo anything with Selfie alone?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
My question was for Mark. Hello, Mark. My name is Pierre. I'm a big fan. So
Yes.
in your username, I know what Rev stands for. It's Reverend. But what is HP?
HP is my nickname from high school that I did not give myself. That was a given nickname. And I'm not going to tell you what it means. So it's
what?
like,
Are you serious?
I'm
Are
sure
you
it's
serious?
like
it's
high
like,
prick.
Let's all reveal a little personal tidbit about ourselves to make Mark a little more comfortable. Mark,
I'm
tell
not
us
gonna
your
reveal
nickname.
it. No, I would be happy to tell you if you guess it correctly. But I am 100%. It's like that little goblin guy who you had to like Rumpelstiltskin, right? You had to like know his name
Your
to
Highness
get his
says
stuff.
holy power. Is that
It's not. It is not Harry Potter related. It was pre-Harry Potter.
Is it High
and
Priest?
It has nothing to do with the holy order that I am part of. Nope, it is my high school nickname.
Can we if me and Pierre both reveal a small personal tidbit, would you reveal it?
No, but if someone can guess it, I would be happy to buy them a $20 iTunes or Google Play gift card.
Can you give us hints?
No.
I'm
Oh,
sure
wow,
it's like
great.
HB because you're like Dungeon and Dragon player, so it just relates.
Is it because you use the printer a lot? The
Harry
Howard
Pants?
the Hewlett
Hewlett
Packard
Packard,
printers, right?
It does stand for something. It is short for a word that starts with H and a word that starts with B.
Thanks.
So
that
that's the
helps
question of
narrow
the
it
week. Send us what you think
Mhm.
is.
down. Guys, that's the podcast question.
To be fair, my wife does not even know what it stands for. So
Are you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Horsepower. Hairy Pants. I like that. Reverend Hokey Pokey.
This is the question of the week, guys. Please put
All
in
right.
your answers.
Let's bring this back. Let's bring this show back on the road now that we have almost some knowledge of what's going on. So next in the outline, we had some data mining stuff. I think we covered that, nicely at the beginning. So question of the week. We've got a few ones. Awakening. Do you have any regrets or delights besides Mark's love for Vivi?
Yeah, so I posted a thread in Reddit, which I will share in the Twitch chat right now. Really a great response. Thank you for everybody who replied to this on Reddit. And the question that I asked, I think there was, almost 200, 199 comments. The question that I asked is, what were your awakening regrets and delights? We have 33 awakened opportunities. So 33 of our 80 characters, if you've been playing since day one, you have 80, well, even not day one, because we've caught up a little bit. So if you've been playing since the beginning of the game or close to, you have 80 potential characters. Of those 80, 33 can be fully awakened to level 60, crystal strength 60. So my question was, well, which ones do you regret awakening? Which ones do you really find some delight in awakening? Asking the two of you, and I'll ask you if you have answers to this, but who do you think, if you haven't read the responses on Reddit, who do you think was kind of the number one regret?
Okay, first, let me sidetrack a sec and say that for every week that Mark does not reveal what HP stands for, I will be calling him a different nickname at the beginning of every podcast. So, for example, next week, if we still haven't figured it out, I'll say Rev Hot Pants Mark or Rev Hot Pockets Mark. A lot of good choices here. Horsepower. I'm gonna make a list. But Pierre, can you please answer the question?
So who do you think, just overall in the 200 responses we got, who do you think was far and beyond the biggest disappointment of awakenings? There was a clear winner.
I haven't looked at the thread, so I really don't. Holy Pierre, come on! I haven't looked.
No,
at the
I like Hope. That's the best one. Hope is what
HB for Hope. Yeah. I want to say Shantoro.
No, Sarah, far and away.
Wait, no. Pierre, personally, Pierre, who do you regret most, and who are you most surprised by?
No, that was not Mark's question.
No, that was not my question. My question was looking on the 200 responses. We'll talk about us personally, but I wanted to talk about the community.
Oh, the community.
Far and away. No, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
From the 200 responses, over half of those responses were Sarah. Yep, and I'm
Really?
seeing
Holy
some.
shit.
Yep, we're seeing several people on Twitch saying Sarah, the number one awakening regret. And I've had meetings all week, so yeah, so I'm trying to look here. Here's this is from Cos25 on Reddit. Sarah has been somewhat disappointing. I've already got selfie 66 or 6060 full limit broke, which outshines her easily in my opinion. I thought Sarah was going to have her invisible attack buffs that came along with awakenings, but they didn't. It's my fault for not realizing the instant the awakenings were released. Poured all my things into that. So yeah, so yeah, a lot of good things, or a lot of bad things, I guess, said about Sarah. I still like Sarah. I think she's a good character. I don't regret awakening her, but she's going to be on the bench a lot more than Selfie. Let me
But
tell you.
here's the thing: someone on Twitch is saying that's because we switch her with Hope. But I want to say a whole month can be such a difference.
It's tough.
That's what I was gonna ask, Pierre. I was gonna say we got her a month late. Like, do you think if we got her a month early, people would change their opinion on that? Like, would she have been that much better a month early? Like, what did we get this last month of content?
I think if we got her before Selfie, we would have been using her a lot more.
But only
With
for
her
a month.
buffs? No, well, yeah, but still.
Because she is if we follow JP timeline, I think even in GL, she's the first character that completely power creeps Saws by giving the 60% attack buff to the entire party. That's what made her so hyped in JP. Of course, our timelines are different, but I'm saying if we got her a month early, would that have made a big difference? I can't. The poison's really good too. 80% Eye Brave poison. That's nothing to scoff at.
Well, we've had a lot of bosses that are immune to debuffs, and it just. But I'm not saying Sarah is the biggest disappointment. I'm saying that's the overarching feeling from the 200 Reddit posts. A lot of disappointment.
What was your disappointment?
In terms of we want to do disappointments first.
Yeah, let's just do disappointments. Yeah, Pierre, go first, please.
No, Mark, go ahead.
Oh, Mark.
My biggest disappointment. Because I didn't until last week. I had only awakened 5 people. And I had been using all of them, so I really wasn't disappointed at all. And so then I had to awaken a whole bunch of other people. So I think Sarah probably is my biggest, not regret, but perhaps disappointment, because I haven't been able to use her like I was hoping I would be able to. So
yeah. Okay. I'm going to say mine, but I'm going to defend first that maybe I see in chat people are saying maybe the reason Sarah is so disappointing is because she released in an era so many debuff immune bosses like Weapon Collector and Tiamat and stuff. So like her kit doesn't even work. But my biggest disappointment was Edgar. I had very high hopes with Edgar, and I will report back in a week because I'm going to try for his EX to see if the EX completely saves him. Because I thought Edgar was going to be a lot more powerful than he is now with just Awakening. I know he has a WOI weapon coming up and an EX coming up that could drastically change things. But, oof, I awakened Edgar with high hopes, and I'm kind of sad. How about you, Pierre?
I don't really have any big regrets because I haven't really awakened, fully anyone. So I mean, I could talk about regrets of characters are like Crystal level 55, but that'd be a little bit stupid. So I don't have any regret. My biggest delight is by far Warrior of Light. When they change his shield ability, well, not the throw buckler, when that became an HP attack, oh boy, did it change everything. He became Captain America big time and gives a lot of good damage. So, yeah. And I mean, I hated Warrior of Light before. I'd never played it, never tried it. I even remember
so mad at you,
in one of the Square Enix streams, Joshua had him, and I think it was Glassy that was playing for him, and she was trying Warrior of Light, and I remember telling myself, why on earth would anybody use this character? And here I am now. So
So, I mean, I'm so mad at you. Warrior of Light is one of my favorites. How dare you say you hated him before? I can't believe you.
I don't like characters that don't have an HP attack. It renders them.
Okay, so
bit
just
useless.
mechanics.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good. Because
It's
I'm
not
saying,
personal, Mino. Relax.
as a long-term Dissidia fan who played all the fighting games before, Warrior of Light is, like you said, the Captain America of the series. He's supposed to be such a paragon of honor and righteousness that all the other Final Fantasy characters follow him blindly.
No, I don't care about any of that. He just throws his shield to attack, and it comes back to him, and I think that's awesome.
Yo, yeah, down 100%.
So on the other side of the spectrum, there was a lot of different answers to people who kind of were delighted by an
HP
awakening.
stands for Hope's parents. That's awesome. Reverend
That's
Hope's parents.
That's not it, but that's good.
We're calling you Hope's parent,
I
Mark.
appreciate that.
From now on. From now
There's
on, Mark.
also Arlie Poop.
Hope's-
Depends which one you prefer.
I mean, it makes
Arlie
so
poop.
much sense
Ooh,
now
that's a
why you
medical
keep
problem.
calling him the boy without parents, because you are Hope's parent, and you really want to
hashtag. That's the mystery. You didn't know. I'm really Hope's parents. His real parents. Those other characters. Yes. For those of you who are new to the show, I am not a big fan of Hope, so that would be the joke there if you're familiar. So beyond people continuing to try to guess my nickname, HP, and if you want to learn more or tell me what you think my nickname is, you can join our Discord. I'm just going to leave that right in the Twitch for you. But a lot of different delights. A lot of people have found interesting uses. One name that came up several times in the Reddit post was Zidane. So a lot of people have awakened Zidane after receiving his EX, really having a lot of fun with him. So for me, I love Vivi. I'm having a lot of fun playing with him. And I've been using Prish, and so I think I'm really happy that
Vivi, please.
I will not play too much with my Vivi, but I'm having a lot of fun playing with Prish too. So I'm happy I awakened her. Obviously, Squall and Cloud and Selfie and Vaughn and Terra, those are all great awakenings for me. So I'm not disappointed. So what are you guys? What awakenings were you pleasantly surprised by?
I already answered.
Oh, you did? What did you answer, Pierre, as a reminder?
Captain
Warrior
America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So for me, it's Noctis. I didn't think Noctis would last this long, but I've been able to use Noctis to get the score ever since he came out. And he's been a go-to for all the events I've tried. How long ago did he come out? I want to say 2 months.
3 months?
Am I exaggerating?
Yeah, I don't have my
2+ months, I think is safe to say.
I think in front of me.
I did not think Noctis would last me this long, but I feel like he's still a high-tier character. Not a top-tier character, but a high-tier character. The turn manipulation has been saving my ass, especially Cater LC with these assholes who hit super hard. Being able to go right before them is great, or get double turns. This is why I'm so excited for Relm. And I promise you, next week I will do a huge rant on Relm. But Noctis is my surprise.
Yeah, Noctis was November 28th, so almost 2 months.
Wait,
ago.
November? Are you fucking serious? Okay, yeah. So
I
2
am.
months?
I'm really serious.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna be a month tops, but I think I thought Kate would come out sooner than that.
So thank you everyone on Twitch. They're sharing some fun things there. Thank you everyone on Reddit. And I'm just getting some notices. We are above 60 people watching us on Twitch
63,
live,
64 on my count,
which is a new high for us, I believe. So welcome everyone. If you are new to the Crystal Chronicles, this is your official Dissidia Opera Omnia podcast. Happy to have you with us, and make sure you join our Discord. There you go. So thank you. And next week, So do you guys see what the question is? Do you think this question is still good to ask?
I guess I almost kind of want to, like we said earlier, I kind of want to
Kinda
direct
drop
it
it?
towards the data mine. I
Kinda
kind of
drop-
want to do a Q&A about that. Our last few. Are we reaching
So
the end?
my
Let's not
my
forget that.
question, let me just because I'm not gonna hang
Okay.
everybody in suspense. So our question for next week before all this data mining stuff happened was, do you think GL is better off with or without a data miner? So we may
Loaded question. Come on, loaded question.
so we may try to find some different question for me to post on Reddit this week, given all the conversations
Yeah,
that
I
we
think
have.
it's beating a dead horse.
Yeah. But I just want to say one thing about the data mining stuff. Being a global player, we already know what's coming eventually, right? Like Japan doesn't know what's coming 2 months from now. They don't know what's coming 6 months from now. They don't know what's coming 2 weeks from now, potentially, right?
Well, that's
They
not
don't
true
know the
because they
next
have the
character.
calendar thingy.
Yeah, but even so let's say they have a calendar. One character, two LCs. That's what they know.
Yeah,
Japan
pretty much.
knows, Japan
Two
knows
characters,
one
two
character,
LCs,
maybe two
dates,
characters.
and I think that's it. And literally the new characters there, because I'm in touch with the JP side of the community too. They officially announce the move sets of the new characters literally a day beforehand, and they show the video preview on Twitter a day beforehand. And if you watch those video previews, everyone says they don't tell you anything.
No, right? No, they don't. They don't.
But
tell
yeah,
you
you see
anything.
the character do some moves. You have no
That's
idea what's
it.
going on. You see these buffs coming up. You don't know how much they add. You don't know what they do. But yeah, like
my point is, so Japan knows maybe one or two characters are coming. They don't know anything about those characters, how good they are, anything else. We know right now, GL, we know the next 20 to 25 characters that are coming out in this game.
yeah.
We know what they do. We know what their EX weapons are going to look like. We know what their awakenings are going to look like. We know what their reworks are going to look like. We know what their level 70 awakenings are going to look like. So even without a data miner, we still have a year of information to go on. I'm not saying we don't need a data miner. We do, anything else. But it's not like we're not in the dark, right? We still know a lot of information compared to our brothers and sisters playing the Japanese version of the game. So we will drop that. And if you have a suggestion for question of the week, please drop that in our Discord. We have a channel for suggestions for the show, and I will post a non-data mining question in Reddit sometime here in the coming days. So make sure to check those out and answer those, and share that as well.
I gotta remind you, we gotta cover Crease's overview of the upcoming event, right?
We're
not forgetting about that.
We have Creases. We've gone through Creases
For
and
the Relm event.
Manta's stuff from last week.
Manta, yeah.
Do we have information for the Relm event from him?
Yeah, I thought you said you put it in the outline. Are we messing up?
No, that was from last week. That was from the Cater event.
Oh shoot. We said we wouldn't forget. We're supposed to include a short segment of the upcoming event every week. Manta gave us the info for Relm. I swore on you that we would.
Are you sure he gave us the info for Relm?
I'm gonna look for it. Stall. No dead air. Let's bring up a topic. Ask about people's opinions on data miners and answer.
Well, we talked. I mean, we can talk about Relm and Manta, and we talked about that in our secret channel on Discord. But like he hasn't posted anything on Reddit, right? That's what I'm talking about.
He gives us a thing. I'm gonna open it right now.
Oh, okay. If you have, I do not have a thing from him. So if you have something,
all right, I'm gonna do this really badly. This is Pierre and Mark's specialty. I'm buzzed and reading through this, so this is Manta. I'm sorry, we failed you again this week. So he says Relm EX. The boss is Elemental Behemoth. Enemy type is Behemoth. Okay. Stat weakness none. Stat strength none. But it is immune to all elemental imperils. It resists melee, ranged, and magic by default. Its main gimmick is that So because it resists everything and cuts all damage by half or more, it cycles through elements like a lot of the element changing weakness bosses that we've seen in Final Fantasy before. For example, it will glow a certain color. You have to hit it with the right element, and it will immediately lose all its resistances for a few turns, and you can wail on it. But otherwise, it is cutting all your damage in half. He says here it always starts red, weak to fire. So once you hit it with fire, you get a few turns to just wail on it before it switches elements again. And there is a cycle here that we talked about that I am not seeing. Shit. I'm drawing
the cycle of
elements.
Elements, yeah, it starts with fire. I know that. So you hit it with fire and it breaks the wall the first time, and then it goes fire. Is it fire, fire, ice, thunder, wind? Is that the cycle? Fire, ice, thunder, wind.
It goes fire, thunder, ice, wind. I don't.
Fire,
yeah.
thunder, ice, wind.
Fire, thunder, ice, wind. It will cycle through those in that exact order that you have to hit to lower its resistances to do damage. I remember there was some theory crafting in our channel. Mark was like, who do you bring to cover all the elements? Because Relm can only cover one element at a time.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
the
we're gonna talk about Relm, but if you don't know, on Sunday we have an event coming up, the Relm event from Final Fantasy VI. Relm has two unique mechanics that we've never seen in the game. The first mechanic is a turn saving mechanic that basically gives her a free turn that doesn't go against the turn counter, which is awesome. The second is a mechanic that her power changes depending on which summon is attached to her.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And we're going to talk about Relm in depth next week, but so we have something to talk about. And we're going on an hour and a half now. But that means she only gets one elephant. That means Relm only gets one elephant in the room. So if she needs to talk about her personal problems, you're out of luck. So watch out.
So
yeah,
I mean, I guess the hope is we can kill it with a few elemental weaknesses. Otherwise, you're going to have to find a way to cover 4 elements.
#VV. Yeah, well, and I think score requirement wise, Prish, someone's saying Prish, she covers 2 of them, I believe, or maybe 3.
Yeah,
Errol
is saying Shantoto, but I think Shantoto just hits wind.
So it has to be the right elements. That's the problem, because Vaughn and Prish and
Vaughn does too.
They hit other of the elements. Vaughn hits ice and wind. Shantoto hits wind.
Someone said
fire and wind.
We'll see how that works.
What's Alice do?
She does 3 of the elements, I remember. She does
that's right. All those characters do 3 elements, right?
Yeah. So
cater for the ice damage.
For the ice, yeah. Why not? We'll go in depth next week. We'll go in depth next week.
Lightning.
But I mean, I just want to point out the synergy characters make no sense to me, because Vivi is fire pure. Relm's a switch. She could be any element she wants, and then you have Edgar, who's pure
doesn't do anything.
Melee range, no element.
But so this is what you can do. So what's the second element? The first element's fire. Second element is what?
The second one is thunder.
So you bring Vivi, and then you equip Relm with Rama, and then you hope to kill it in the first 2 cycles. That's pretty much what you do, right?
Summon on the weakness and pray you kill it. We'll see firsthand next week how that goes. But yes, thank you, Monta. We should have done a better job. Whoa. He has a little more that I need to say. So he says, for the synergy characters, good replacements for each character. He gives us a few 3 to 4 substitutes. He says, instead of Relm, you can bring Terra, who can self-battery to avoid resistances. You can bring Prish to cover a large spectrum of elemental damage. Cecil does launches And this is, again, where JP had the battery launch meta to override all this bullshit. So if you want to go that route, you have Cecil right now instead of Lael to do the Brave launch. And you have Vaughn that does a ton of damage when his elements are up. For Vivi, he says you can use Selfie, again, a good battery to bypass the resistances. Ramza, for the same reason. Ishtola, same reason, batteries. And Kryl to improve elemental damage output. And for Edgar, good replacements are Zidane for debuffs and high damage, Laguna for debuffs and good damage, and Titus for more of the same. And his personal recommendation is Terra, Prish, and Selfie when it comes to non-synergy characters. And he says that from his research, the JP difficulty was 8 out of 10. So expect a difficult EX unless they lower the score by more than half again.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about that. So thanks again, Manta. Thanks, Crease. Broadway, 40, thank you for all your good work and videos. Make sure to go check them out as well. So, and we'll talk more about that next week.
All right, couple of shout outs on Twitch before we wrap this one for today. I think there's a new DFFO streamer.
Yeah, Sedelim and a new streamer. I'm going to link her Twitch down there. And we actually have another one of our streamers is streaming concurrently with us. You know, no competition. So once you're done Twitch, you guys can check out Jade Azure. She's running some co-ops. So stick around to us till the end and then jump over and show Jade Azure some love. Appreciate her and all of our streamers. But yeah, Sedella's a new to the game and new streamer. So you know, try to shout out to the new players and give them some love.
All right. So in terms of upcoming events, right now we only know that there's the Heretic last chapter that's coming and Relm that is coming on Sunday. So that's what we know for lack of dataminers.
That's all we know.
Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I think unless you guys have something else, that's going to be a wrap for the show. Stay around for the post recording talk around the fire if you're on the stream right now. Anything else you guys want to bring up before I go with my outgoing, my exit monologue?
Mark, you got anything?
I don't. I'm done.
All right. For me, I want to say I'm excited for Relm. There may be a post going up on the subreddit before she comes out. Maybe. Crease is definitely doing one. We'll have a big coverage next week. And also, just to reiterate from the beginning, please have faith in the GL dev team for DFFOO. I have a lot of faith that they'll answer what we need and come out with a monthly event schedule very soon. Pierre?
Yep, that's pretty much it. All right, well, that was episode number 38, recorded on January 17. If you have any question, feedback whatsoever, you can leave them on YouTube or everywhere else. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and what would you know? All our links are at tccpodcast.com. I would like to thank the listener that sent me an apple pie recipe at long last. I will try it out as soon as I can and give you feedback on this Twitch.
We got an apple pie recipe?
We did. I got it late today, so I wasn't able to prepare it, but it will be prepared at some point. So again, tccpodcast.com, that's us. We record every week live on twitch.tv/thecrystalchronicles on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So be there. It's cool. We were over 60 people on the Twitch today, and it brings good energy. Keep on trying to guess Mark's ice cool nickname that starts with the letter H and letter P. Hopefully we'll figure what it is before his
Hungry
wife
Papa
does. So that's it for us. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.